You're finally coming to. Let's see what cards we've been dealt under there. Looks like your bruises and burns have finished. You can thank my fiendish vigor for that. Seems like you're practically good as new. Save for your voice. Fortunately, our new bond means I can hear every little thought rattling in your brain. Yes, even those thoughts. Transparency is the key to any healthy relationship, wouldn't you agree? Still, 3 days seems an awfully long time to recover from a measly village raising, but I suppose it's a mortal thing. Dead? No, of course you're not dead. How much use do you think I'd have for another corpse? Exactly. For the record, my world does not have beds anywhere near as comfy as the one I tucked you into half a week ago. And before you ask, no, I did not, in fact, gruesomely kill or sacrifice the people who live in this cabin. I merely scared them off for a bit. If my estimates of the average backwater human family are correct, I'd wager we have another day or two before our hosts turn back up here with an angry torch-wielding mob, or a cleric with enough salt and rosemary to make a mountain of jerky from a cattle ranch. Either way, we're not overstaying our welcome. Although, if the church did dispatch a couple of feisty nuns instead of a delusional old priest. No, you're right. This is no time for promiscuity. We've got to get you back on your feet, my minion. Of course you're my minion. What do you mean it's demoralizing? You're a human who gave their soul to an infernal. You're a literal heretic now. Surely even a farmland peon like yourself understands the inherent social hierarchy here. I'm the master. You are my servant. Would you prefer slave? Lackey? Goon? Thrall? Partner? Ugh, that's revolting. Equal footing, mutual respect. These are the things that bind humanity to worthless ideals like honor or love. You know what those lead to, right? War, my friend. Vacuous, never-ending war. Fine. If you keep looking at me like a cat caught out in a rainstorm, I suppose I can give it a try. What do you say we hit the road, partner? Looks like you can keep up with me. Good. We're a ways off from you mastering your new powers, but you're at least functional. Functional enough. Not bad, seeing as you were halfway to a mound of ash when I found you. You can't say I don't produce results, eh? Oh, save me the hysterics. So what if your soul is now rightfully mine? Believe me, partner, if you saw what became of the menfolk who gave up their bodies, or hell forbid, their minds, then you'd be practically on your knees and begging to... What's the difference? Well, I suppose now is good of a time for a pact-making crash course as any. Alright, listen up, cause I'm only going to explain it once. As a mortal child of men, sculpted from flesh and blood, your existence can be separated into 3 overlapping aspects. Your body, that meat suit you puppet around all day. Your mind, all of your charming and unique personality quirks. And your soul, that little spark of divine inspiration that makes you, well, you. If, for example, I had asked you to give up your body in the trade, the following would have happened. First, your consciousness would have been ejected from your physical form. If you're lucky, you might have been able to sustain your existence as a spectral being and begin haunting your village or wandering the earth as a wraith. Equally pathetic half-lives devoid of emotion and closure. Basically, you'd become what I stopped your family from being resigned to. A tragic and ironic twist of fate? Most certainly. One that would render you entirely useless to my goals besides the vessel you granted me? Precisely. From that point on, I would inhabit your body and assume your place in life, using your identity as a means to accomplish all manner of dastardly sinful acts. Your mind would still be intact, meaning you might even be cognizant, but for the most, I'd just be siphoning all of your knowledge and skills for my own ends. Of which, I imagine, very little would be of any real use to me if my current telepathic probings are anything to go by. It's heartbreaking, I know, but you're just painfully mundane and innocent. Thus, we move on to the second venue by which we infernals gain a foothold on your race, the mind. Trickiest and most volatile of the pacts. If you gave me your mind, I imagine you'd wake up with no memory of what had happened, and a chance at a whole new life. One that would most likely be cut short by me filling your head with every demonic chittering and unholy incantation it could fit until you snapped, becoming my unhinged warlock. I've never given this one a whirl, but ideally you'd start a cult, cover half the land in demonic sigils, and summon a demon army to lay waste to the kingdoms of men. Effective, wouldn't you agree? Still, it's just not quite my style. Having a chaos mage on my side has its merits, to be sure, and yet... Well, let's just say there's enough crazies in my workplace as it stands. No need to add another to the pile. Finally, we arrive at my method of choice, the transaction of the soul. Now, I personally consider this a win-win. You remain intact, dimensionally speaking, and I gain a foothold in your world that won't go around sacrificing virgins if I don't jingle Beelzebub's keys in front of him. I'll accept a thank you now. What's the catch? Well, in case you haven't realized it yet, you're not getting rid of me anytime soon. See that shadow waving at you on the ground? That's right. I'm always gonna be here, using you to advance my plans, molding you into my very own infernal avenger. I'm the little devil on your shoulders, as you people say. No, it's not cute. It's threatening. Hold your tongue, mortal. Cease your laughter. Insubordinate little... Look, just hold your tongue and walk to the next village. We have work to do.